Welcome to Inkhouse Radio. My name's Jammer. I'm joined today by Jonesy and Diego. What up, gents?
What
Hello.
it is?
How goes your lovely Saturday? It's been a hot minute since we spoke last, and I'm excited to talk about some things. I would have loved to clarify what those things were going to be beforehand, but apparently we can't fucking talk before the show starts because then all of a sudden we miss things. We miss little golden gems. That's not a thing. Golden gem is not a thing because gold is gold and gems are gems. So don't worry about it. It's fine. How you doing, Diego?
I'm good. Just chilling. I'm trying to go back and see like what was this agenda that you were talking about going
There wasn't
far
an
back
agenda
for,
because I
like,
wanted to talk about the agenda because we hadn't made one, but we can't apparently do that without transitioning into the show. And you guys like, this should all be recorded. I'm like, no, I don't want to record us planning things, but I also want to be able to capture the cool stuff that happens. So it's like it's a double-edged sword, is what it is. How you doing, Jonesy?
I'm just watching the fireworks. It's fun.
Oh, yeah. Is it fun?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Ain't it fun?
Yeah. It's
So
pretty
today
fun.
we're going to be talking about Lackadaisy, which is actually timely. So when we last did the show, Jonesy and I said, hey, I was like, Lackadaisy is something I've been wanting to watch for 2 years, however long since it's been out, because it looked pretty. And we'll talk about that a bit later. But with between those, I think 3 weeks since that last episode and today, there's been a bit of an announcement regarding Lackadaisy, but we'll dig into that a little bit later. But it's fun, it's exciting, and I'm interested to see what you have to hear about it, or have to say about it, especially after we have consumed the original pilot from a couple years back. But yeah, what are you shaking your head at?
My cat is behind me losing her goddamn mind.
Oh, okay.
Like I just
Yeah.
keep turning. Like there's just like this rabble behind me, and I turn around, and she's just doing
What's the
a
cat's
thing.
name again? I know you mentioned it took a long time for you to name them. Her?
So I think we've settled on Kira.
Kira
Kira.
from
is there
like
a-
from
Solo?
like Death
Oh,
Note.
let's see if you guys can guess. No,
Solo?
Not Death Note?
Not Solo or Death Note.
Solo.
Kira.
Jesus Christ! Do you actually know me?
I
think
don't.
would
I
name
you
someone
know,
after something from from any Star Wars property for the last 10 years.
I'm the one person who remembers Kira.
Oh no, I
No,
remember her. That's why I'm like,
I-
you know what's funny? I love that her name is Kira and that because I knew a couple of women that named their daughters Daenerys before.
Ew. Oh, at least they
Game
didn't
of
name her
Thrones.
Khaleesi.
Wait.
Well, they did. So they did it before the show ended. Before the show ended.
Oh,
And,
okay.
It's fine.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
It's still
Let
a
me
good
tell you.
name. It's still fine. It's still fine.
disappointed mamas though.
It's
They
still
are.
fine.
They are unhappy.
It's a name. It is a
Listen,
name.
I'm just telling you what happened. I'm just
Then
reporting.
again,
got
I
you.
would not. I
I
would not
report,
want to
you
accidentally
decide.
name my kid Hitler. So there's that, or Adolf.
Okay. She got done dirty in the show. That's all I gotta say. There's like
But we all knew that was the path she was headed towards, right?
yeah,
that
but not
wasn't
like that.
a shock.
It's just poorly done.
Yeah.
It was very poorly done.
But anyway,
But-
yeah, Kira from
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine, Major Kira,
Oh, okay. Got it.
Kira Nerys, also played
Yeah,
by
I
Native
didn't
Visitor.
stand a chance at knowing that. So
I
I'm
know.
glad that you just let me know.
blurted it out. I know.
It's funny because like when people say that name, all I ever think about is freaking Death Note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that.
I think a
Yeah.
lot about that live action movie. I thought about it yesterday, actually. The live action
Why?
movie on
The one with
Netflix.
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
about
what's
it a
wrong with
lot.
you? Why are you thinking about that?
Yeah. Why are you thinking about that?
I'm thinking about it because in my mind, I was thinking about, I was watching Hocus Pocus because it's
Okay.
fall.
Yeah.
Doug Jones is in that, obviously. And I
Mhm.
remember when Death Note was coming out, the guy who was the body of Ryuk, he was being sort of deemed as sort of like the next generation's Doug Jones at the time because of sort of his
Where's he
figure
around?
and
Is
the
he
way
around?
he carries himself. He does stuff every now and then. He's not as prolific. But it made me think about the Death
I don't know
Note
why
movie.
people do that.
What?
You're the next. Like,
I'm
let it
just-
cook a little bit.
Pe-
Let it cook a
people
little
like
bit before
people
you do
like
the thing.
to
I know.
people like to Babe Ruth it.
Just shorthand. They're so
They
fucking
love to
lazy.
Babe Ruth it so hard. They love
lazy.
it so much. Like all the people, all the people are like, oh, I called that. I'm like, yeah. So fuck what? Who cares? Who
what's
cares
cool?
if you
what's
call that?
So my anniversary was last month, and Larice got me
Happy anniversary.
cameo. Thank you. A cameo from Doug Jones.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's great.
Threw that in there. Made sense.
That's cool.
He was
That's very cool.
Yeah, he was very cool. He was a very nice guy. It seemed like, and yeah, as someone that's been a fan of his for like quite a while.
Since what was the first thing that you watched that you were like, this is me? Because I mean, there's a difference between the first thing I saw him in and the first thing that like realized, oh, that is a person that I recognize. You know, that made an impact on me with.
I think the first time it mattered to me that it was him was Hellboy.
Okay. Yep.
So like between Hellboy 1 and 2, which I thought was interesting because he wasn't the voice of oh my god, Abe in the first one. He was just the body, and it was Fraser's brother in the first one, and then they let him do the voice and the body in the sequel. So that was cool.
I did not
The Golden
know that.
Army one?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know what.
Didn't know that he didn't do the voice in the first one.
Yeah, if you watch Frasier growing up, so like his brother Niles,
Yeah.
he was the voice for the first Hellboy. And then
In all
the
fairness,
second
I
one.
didn't watch Frasier because it looked really boring. But
But Abe,
I
is
do
what
know
I'm
what
talking
you're
about.
talking about.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's
Like,
actually
I like-
it's
yeah.
it's
It
one of
looks
those
so
like it's a
boring.
witty show from back in the day. It's very witty.
I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's great. You know,
It-
I'm not,
it
who
is
am I to
funny.
judge? Who am I,
I
to
think it's
judge?
funny
I like.
probably even now.
I love Friends and New Girl. So who am I to judge what everyone's sitcom tastes are?
I
Yeah,
mean,
so
those
David
are
Hyde Pierce
different.
was the voice in the first one.
Yeah, he just didn't do the body, but you're saying that he did it in Golden Army.
Yeah, in Golden Army, it was Doug Jones for both.
Nice,
It's pretty cool. Good for him. I like. I like seeing people rewarded for
Did we
that
have
stuff.
a conversation about like how I wish that like that would have kept going, but it wasn't successful.
Frasier?
Like,
Oh no,
Oh,
we can.
Hellboy.
We can.
Hellboy?
I would love to.
Sure.
I'm still pissed about that third movie.
I wish that it would have had Ron Perlman and Guillermo del Toro attached to the project for the third one, because the third, like the sort of sequel reboot, it wasn't a sequel as much as it was a reboot.
Yeah,
The
no,
one
it was
with
a
David
straight up
Harbour?
reboot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was straight up reboot, right? Yeah, that movie sucked. I was like, why did you ruin this? Like, I kind of wanted to continue on like what story they were telling, especially
I
after
need
the
to.
Golden Army.
I need to revisit those because
They're both great.
I don't like either of them. They are boring to me.
So it's
Okay.
funny. They have the same trajectory as the Blade movies to me, where it's like I like the first one, but then the second one was like, oh my god, what is this? Like the thing that
In
they
a good
take up
way.
a notch.
In
yeah,
a good
the thing
way.
that they
Yeah,
take
yeah.
up a notch is the action. So where I think this Blade, maybe Blade's a little different, but I really enjoyed the second. And it's funny because I think Guillermo del Toro hired the same guy to be the bad guy in both Golden Army and Blade 2. So the main bad vampire is the same guy as the prince.
Is he?
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I really like
I haven't
Golden
seen
Army.
Blade 2 in a minute. But
Last time I saw
yeah,
Blade
I
2
love
was in
Golden Army.
theaters.
Golden Army, I think it was like, that's why I was like, it elevated Hellboy, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I kind of want to watch the third one because it kind of set it up for a trilogy. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah, you
can't
mean the
watch
part where
it,
she says she's
Diego.
pregnant at the end?
Yeah.
That's just the end.
and the part where they go, he will ruin the world.
Yeah.
You just watch, and you're like, oh shit,
Just keep
okay, I'm
watching.
waiting.
Just keep watching. You're
I'm
going to
waiting.
suffer. You will suffer
I'm
more than
waiting.
anybody else, Selma Blair.
Yeah,
Guess I'll just have to imagine Selma Blair suffering.
yeah, that's all we can do.
That's all we can do. Appropriate for Halloween.
Jonesy, you have
What?
some Batman news for us, right?
Do I?
Would you like to
Yes,
share?
I do have some Batman news. So, probably one of my favorite comic books.
Just
Warner
Batman
Brothers
in
anime.
general.
Yes, I think so. For me, this is one of those seminal stories from the 90s. I think that there are two comic book stories from the 90s where if you grew up in that era, were just like huge. One is obviously the death of Superman, and then the other one was this one, Nightfall. Close second would be Death in the Family. But I think that for me, this was a big deal because I remember getting this comic book and it really messed me up. So Warner Brothers Animation is adapting the Nightfall comic book arc. And if you know anything about comic books, or if you don't know anything about comic books, this is the story where Bane comes to town and he just basically massacres Batman and the Bat family, and takes it over. And so takes over Gotham, and it's the story of what happens after Batman gets his back broken. Well, it's the lead up to it, and then what happens after that. And I'm curious how much of it they're going to do. So this is supposed to be a trilogy. It was announced this month, and then it's actually going to drop sometime next year. The first movie in there. And what I found was kind of interesting was that as I was looking around online about it, people are not particularly excited about it.
About
A lot.
this animated movie.
Yeah, about this animated movie, and a
Why
lot
not?
of that has to do with who's directing it. And I got to go back and find it.
Jeff Waymaker.
Is it the direction,
Waymaster.
or is it
So-
because the studio animation hasn't been that great for
So
DC
it's two things.
films?
So from a story perspective, it is the director. People are not a fan of his. So he did a couple of films in
Crisis on
Universe.
Infinite Earths, right?
And and that was, I didn't realize it was the same person. That was Boo Boo. Like Crisis on Infinite Earths is trash. And then to Diego's point, like just the animation generally has not been particularly good from Warner Brothers animation recently. So for those two reasons, like I knew about the animation piece. I was like, but the story I was less worried about because I really love the story, and the fact that they were going to do a trilogy made me think that they were at least going to avoid the hush problem, and they were going to give this the opportunity to breathe and tell this whole story. Because my big problem was, especially with The Dark Knight Rises, like who Bane is as a character. I think like he's supposed to be both a physical and intellectual threat to Batman, and I didn't get that watching Dark Knight Rises.
Really?
So
I got that.
he's smaller than him, right? So look at Bane.
What do you mean he's smaller than him? He was smaller than Batman?
It's just the way it's shot. Tom Hardy is not the same size as
Oh,
I
he looked
get
big.
what you're
He
saying.
looked big to me.
Nah,
He
he's
looked big to me.
He's just beefy. Okay,
He was expecting like the 1990s Bane,
Yeah,
where
so-
like they fucking jacked him up with
it
like.
doesn't even have to be that. Like think about
Dave Bautista, The Rock.
Dave Bautista or The Rock, or even the guy who played Alcide in True Blood. He was
Totally.
Death. He was Death.
Incarnate, I don't know.
No, he was Slade. He was Slade Wilson in the end of the Justice League.
In
Justice League?
Arrowverse?
No. At the end, it was like the deleted scene from the Snyder Flick.
Oh, Joe Manganiello.
Thank you. Whew, man, struggling. So like that level of physical intimidation is what I'm kind of
Crocodile.
expecting. And so to me, like that automatically puts my brain in a different space. And then just like the whole
I
thing.
feel like that's not a problem with the film, though. That's a problem just because you know how big Tom Hardy is. I thought it was shot in a way that made it look effective. You're kind of coming in with your preconceived, I know how tall that guy is. Psh, that guy's short as shit.
he's literally a giant. So I get what you're saying, but my problem is a Jack Reacher problem, right? It's the problem that people had when they're like, hey, we're going to make a Jack Reacher movie. Why the fuck are you casting Tom Cruise?
Yeah, but
So-
it's not like
so,
they
like-
try to make Tom Cruise look big and they're
Nope.
not commenting on how big he is the whole time.
Yeah, they are. Because the
Were
people
they
that are
actually,
fans, yes.
I never watched the Jack Reacher movies. Did everyone comment on how big Tom Cruise was in that movie?
So there's a scene in one of the books where he gets shot in the chest.
I'm talking about the movies.
No. Listen, I got what you're saying, but listen. It is part of his character. He gets shot in the chest, and because he's
Yes.
so massive, like the bullet just lodges in his chest muscle. It's like, yeah,
That's so
if
fucking
if you hadn't
stupid.
been,
That's
it's
so
dumb.
stupid.
I get what you're saying.
That's so
But-
dumb.
I just mean it to say like it's part of his character. Or if you read the Strike novels, part of his character is that he's just generally bigger than everyone else.
No, I
And
get
so-
that.
Yeah, so like I hear what you're saying. Like it doesn't bother me as a movie, but as someone
I'm
who's a
saying-
fan of the property and as a writer, you should understand.
No. So here's the problem. Here's the difference.
You thought it was shot well enough.
That he looked big to me, and he looked big in the movie to me. He didn't look small. That's different between
The
Tom
only time
Cruise,
he ever
who
looked
is
big-
just not shaped big, not big, doesn't have that vibe to him. They didn't even attempt to make him look big. I think that's different.
The only time they actually made him look big was when he was standing next to Ben Mendelsohn. When he does the thing and puts his hand on his chest.
And that makes you
on his-
have power over me?
Like, that is the only time where I was like, that guy looks like Bane. Because he is, like, so much bigger than this guy in this scene. And it's shot in a way where he's, like, physically taller than him. And he's not. And so that's what I mean when I say, like, it just breaks my mental reality. So as he stands next to Batman, he is physically, like, a foot taller than him. And I know that's not possible to do. That's fine. But that's why you rattled off those names. I'm like, yes,
Get
those
the guy who what was the name of the kid who played Dolph Lundgren's son in Creed?
Oh, yeah, sure. That works.
Like that guy, big guy.
Yeah, that guy. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
so for me, like, that's part of what it is. And then the intellectual piece, like,
That's kind of not. That's like the least important part of it. Obviously, it's important.
No, it's not.
But like in the tier of things, it's like if you're able to get away from it
So-
whilst shooting it and presenting a character.
let me put it this way. It was the first thing you latched onto. So I said physical and mental threat. And so then you jumped on it, and now we're having a conversation about it. So when you
To
say
be fair,
the least,
I actually did not know that Tom Hardy was small. I thought he was a big
Really?
guy. Yeah.
no, he's tiny.
I think it
Tiny.
depends. I will say, I
Tiny.
think it depends on the movie, and because he has gone
Oh, yeah,
from
he's like an
sort
inch
of
taller
like
than me. Dang, he is
Yeah.
small.
oh, in terms of height, is that what you're referring to?
That's
Yeah,
that's what
he's a
referring
small
to.
guy.
yeah, but that's the thing
He's
with like
big, but he's
Hollywood.
not like.
Because
He's
like,
a better
he
fit
could
for
be
Wolverine,
built.
isn't he?
There you go.
Yeah,
Now you're picking
probably.
up what I'm putting down.
I mean, but I don't care that much. If they shoot in a way that it doesn't matter, it's fine to me.
But again,
or if they
knowing-
remove that aspect of the character and make it something else, and they make it work for that story, that's fine to me.
And I don't think that they. So here's the thing. I didn't like the movie to begin with. And so here's the thing that I've talked about on podcasts before. The thing that I struggle with is if I don't like the thing that you like, I'm going to give you the opportunity to make your thing, right? Like, make your shit. I didn't complain when he was cast. It's like, I don't know, but we'll watch it. If I don't like what you've done, then I'm going to beat your head over with the source material. And I'm going to like, why didn't you do this? Why is it painkiller versus steroids? Right? Why is he not doing the other stuff that he was doing in the comic book, which was releasing the criminals from jail
Hi,
so
Katie.
he could wear Batman down both physically and mentally? Because that was the point of breaking everyone out of jail. And so he breaks everyone out of jail, and he gets to see how Batman fights. He gets to see how Batman thinks. And now when he's at his physical and mental end, then he breaks him. And that build-up and tension of who Bane is what gets me excited about the story. And that's what I like.
Hey Jonesy, you remember how much you used to think I was a picky bitch when it comes to stuff that I watch? How's Jonesy stacking up against me right now?
There's like only a couple of things I feel this way about. And that's what gets me excited about this project. Like, because this is one of the ones that they've adapted, not a couple of times, but they've edged towards, and they just haven't been able to do it. Well, I can't let you on my computer.
So is that Kira?
Yeah.
I feel like you settled on the wrong name. You should have settled on Gigi.
Gigi? Why Gigi?
Yeah. Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, the black cat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, should have done that. But clearly it doesn't mean anything to you because you didn't recognize it. So there you go.
It's like
That'd
who?
be
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
me
Who
too.
you talking about? What is
Yeah,
this?
we'll see. I'm still excited about it because I like the story. I'm thinking that the things that I don't like about this, they are going to do right. But again, I'm more worried about the animation than I am the story itself.
That's fair.
Yeah, after watching, which one was it? The Infinite Earth one?
Yeah.
Crisis on Infinite
Yeah.
Earths.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. So bad.
I was
What
like,
was bad about it? It was
it's
just
just the animation was all over the fucking place. It
And the
was
story was
wild.
shit.
And the story was
that
pretty
certainly
rushed.
doesn't help.
No.
Yeah, it was AI slop that was made by people.
No. Okay, Jonesy, stop. Don't do that. No. Don't go throwing around the two-letter word with like people made stuff. That's actually the thing that bothers me when people call something bad AI. I'm like, people are allowed to make bad things. People are allowed to make bad things without it being AI. Don't
Yeah, and
call
then
it
you
AI
put it,
slop.
you put it
No.
out into the world.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
and
call
when
it
I
AI
say,
slop. No.
But here's the reason. No. Why am I saying that? Do you know why I'm saying that?
It
I don't
just
know why
sound-
everybody else says it.
It sounds like a lazy comment to me, to be perfectly honest.
No,
Tell me why
it is-
that means, what that means to you.
Parts of it were just kind of incomprehensible. The animation wasn't particularly good. It's all of the things that we look at AI and you're like, you're not quite there yet, are you, Grok? It's like, no, I'm not. And so as you look at this, you're like, man, you need more time for the story. You needed more time for the animation.
Why don't you just call it bad animation then?
Because
That's what we
this
said. It was bad
encompasses
animation.
everything.
No, but he called it AI slop. I don't
No,
want to
no.
like.
Oh,
But I said all those things, and at this point, it's just shorthand for encompassing all of the things I didn't like about it. Like where it just
I
seems
don't
like
like that.
you didn't. Okay, well, I'm not giving you.
yeah.
Words
he's not
Don't
here for
moderate
you.
my
Jonesy.
language.
In
He's
the
not here- he's not here
fight
for you,
against
Jeremy.
AI taking over creativity, calling people made garbage AI slop is like, it means something. I feel like, and I want to make sure
He
we're
said
not
it
misusing
felt
it.
like
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
know.
exactly.
You know what?
You
like
triggered me. You triggered me, Jonesy.
You know what's going to trigger you
Listen.
even more? I found a. It is the most ironic song ever. It is a soul-made version, AI version of "Killing in the Name of," and it's like, huh, this is very ironic, but it slaps. Really
I don't know what
hard.
killing in the name of is.
What? Rage
The
Against the Machine.
song. Rage Against, yeah.
I probably have heard it. I don't recognize the name.
Fuck. Moving on. Moving on.
Killing in the name of.
Okay, I do know that song. Okay, so
Yeah.
what about it?
Okay.
So what about that song? Now that I know what you're talking
Motherfucker.
about.
I'm thinking about his
I
rendition
can't,
of the
Jonesy.
song.
I can't, Jonesy. It's too early for me to even try.
Diego, that was an admirable attempt, but like,
Yeah.
that wasn't the song. And Jam was like, "Oh yeah, I know that song." Because all you did was like say the lyrics in the like sing song voice.
No, I did the beat a
and
little
sing-song.
bit.
No, but you said
Yeah.
the title in the sing song voice. He's like, "Oh, that."
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Sometimes
that
that's all you need. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's all you need.
song.
It's true.
Anyway,
It's-
I just think it's funny, like this band that's against all of this stuff. Like, there's just an AI version of one of their greatest hits, and it's really good. So that was it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about good music because Has-Been Hotel season 2 is coming out, and I know Jonesy was not a fan of this. This is a Jonesy haterade brigade today.
It's fine.
What didn't you tell us about what your thoughts were on season 1? Just because Diego and I, we loved Has-Been Hotel season 1.
It's
That
just
was great.
fine. Like it's one of, like, you guys love it, and I think it's fine. Like, I did not find anything about it that made me go like, you know what, I want season 2. It just
Well,
It's
you know what you're
literally-
gonna get? You're getting not one, but
No.
two videos
no.
today.
No. Oh, okay.
Wait, are you gonna play it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Why?
I specifically have been avoiding because I want to just watch it when it
Yeah.
comes
See,
out.
Diego doesn't want spoilers.
Okay. Well, how about this? I want Jonesy to react to this.
Nah, I'm
So
good.
you can take off your headphones for the next few minutes,
Okay, sure.
and then
This
we'll
is
go
such
ahead.
wasted time.
Okay, fine. Never mind.
I'm like, I will mute and deafen, and then I'll come back
Ah,
and whatever.
well,
just do
There
me.
was so real quick. There was this guy, Kale. You guys remember him? He was big in the internet like a few years ago.
If you
one
just
of the things,
there's this guy Kale. I need more
Yeah.
information.
yeah, it's fine. But he used to do this thing where it was hear no movie, see no movie, and so he would go see a movie with someone. One person would be blindfolded, and one person would have headphones on. So one person could see, and the other person could hear. And it was like, okay, now let's talk about the movie afterwards. I always thought it was hilarious, and it would be
That
like
sounds
big stuff.
awful.
I
That sounds
loved
terrible.
It
No,
sounds
not
like
the-
torture.
Yeah, it sounds like torture from a
Yeah.
viewer or listener perspective. It sounds like it could be entertaining, but
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was always fun for me to see what they came up with afterwards, and that's what your proposal reminded me of.
I'm really fucking bummed that
It's very
we're not
funny
going
when
to
Kale
be
did it.
able
What I'm
to
saying
watch
is I have less
this
faith in
trailer.
you than Kale.
Listen,
not gonna-
I love Has-Been. I listen to it. I'm excited for it. I will
Yeah.
watch it on day one. But that's the thing is I like where the story was going, and I just don't want. I like trailers nowadays. They
Too
give
much.
too much away. They
Too
give,
much.
and I don't even care if you're like, oh, it doesn't give much away. It'll
I mean,
give
I have
something
no idea.
away.
I have no idea what it gives away because I haven't seen the second
Yeah.
season yet.
And that's the thing. Second season isn't out yet, though.
Comes out in 2 weeks ish.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I will watch it in 2 weeks. I can wait. I don't
No,
need to be like ruined by the music. I don't need to be because I know people are like. I think though there's like a music video already out for it, right?
Oh
For
yeah.
some of the songs.
That's what we were gonna react to because it's fucking dope. It's so good. Along
See,
with
that's what
the
I mean.
trailer for season 2. Looks
I
great.
I will wait until it's out, and then I'll watch it, and then we can react to it. How's that?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
We have a whole entire episode dedicated to it. What the fuck are you talking about? That's like exactly what we always do with
Well,
everything.
you're not going to react to it because you're going to be like, I've seen this before. Let's watch the video. That's not the same thing.
No, I'm talking about reacting to the show that we just watched.
Just reviewing the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a
That's fine.
reaction to the show. He wants to get
Oh,
like
No,
your
no, it's not
live-
reacting to the clip.
You want to see
Yeah.
my
I want to
reaction
react
to a
the
clip.
trailer or to react to the
I'll
thing,
tell you
but
what.
it's fine.
Here's
That's fine.
what a good
We'll
person
get
I
into
am.
that.
Here's what a good person I am.
Okay, how good of a
When is
person
it
are you?
dropping?
The 29th.
Yeah.
This month?
Yes.
Are we podcasting next week?
No, that's not next week, first of all. Second of all.
No. Here's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like
No,
do it
I'm-
the week before it drops.
Okay, I would love to, but no, I'm going to be out of town on a business trip. So I can't.
See, sounds like a you problem.
It
Any
definitely
business
is.
trip.
It most definitely is a me problem. I'm going over to San Clemente.
I love
over
it.
in.
Now he's got his whole story. Is
Wait, you're coming over here?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
work.
Did he tell you that?
How close is that to
No.
you?
Not far. I mean, hold on, let me see.
While you guys are talking about that, did you all
Yeah.
see that Splinter Cell
Oh, it's
got a
pretty
season 2
fucking
already?
far now that I'm looking at this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, because that's in Southern California. I mean, it's
Okay. I've never been, so I have no idea.
yeah, it's like a 9 hours away driving. So
Oh, that's significantly. That's not
Yeah.
even close. It may as well be in a
That's-
different state.
You could meet
I
halfway.
mean,
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna have a car,
we're not gonna meet in
a
Fresno,
train.
bro. There's nothing to do in Fresno.
dude. Train? What country are you living in?
I mean, there is train. He's not
Yeah, but
lying.
Nazi
they're like-
Germany,
There's
They're
apparently.
not
Amtrak. You can
convenient.
take the
They're not
golden-
convenient. They're not cheap. They're not nice.
I don't know what's the last time you traveled, but like they're pretty great. Amtrak's great. I love it.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
trains.
it.
I don't like Amtrak.
I like trains.
I love trains. Anyway, sorry, Jonesy. What were you saying?
Well, I was just gonna say, did you guys see that? Like a day after Splinter Cell Death Watch dropped, they renewed it for season 2.
I was just about to comment on that because I was gonna say that
That's wild.
I know because the people were clamoring for something Splinter Cell related, and apparently it like popped off on the Netflix viewers day one, which is why they renewed it so fast.
I'm so confused as how there is not another game. Have you watched it yet?
I watched episode 1.
Okay.
I watched episode 1 because
Is it boring?
Yes, no, it's
How about
actually
you
really
shut up?
good.
Grum's
I
talking.
asked a question. I
No,
didn't
no.
make a comment.
It was your
you know what?
tone. I don't appreciate your fucking tone.
I
It's
have to-
Splinter
I
Cell.
have-
Show some goddamn respect.
I have to be honest, Jammer. I don't know because for me and obviously Jonesy, we liked it, but you have some weird ass taste sometimes, so I can't say whether you're gonna enjoy it or not. It's a toss up.
I don't think he'll like it. Because
Why?
here's what he will say. He will say it's like generic spy stuff.
that sounds like me.
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
say that? That sounds like
No.
something I said after watching Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that's kind of what you will say, but I mean, for us, it's like we grew up on this game, and this is the sort of stuff that we wanted more of, and we never got another Splinter Cell game. I think the last one came out like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, Jonesy,
a
we
long
had this
time.
conversation a few weeks back where I was
Yep.
just like, oh, it was a long time. Last one I played was 20 years ago. And
Yeah,
the
it was
last game that came out
Blacklist.
was 15 years ago.
And since Blacklist, he's been in, I think, a Ghost Recon game and a Rainbow Six game, but Sam Fisher? Not. Yeah.
Oh, the character crosses
Yeah.
games? I didn't know that.
And it's funny,
That's
I
cool.
actually talked to the voice actor, the guy who did his voice for those games, because it wasn't Michael Ironside. So I told him, I was like, hey, when this new game gets announced, you have to come and talk to me on a podcast. He was like, all right, cool.
Cool. So before we get into Lackadaisy,
Yes.
I did want to talk about some cool news, and I mentioned it at the top that this was fortuitous, coincidental, whatever you want to call it. So a few
Serendipity,
weeks
baby.
ago, we randomly were just like, hey, I've been wanting to watch that. And you're like, fuck it, let's watch it. Next time, let's watch Lackadaisy. I'm like, great, cool. Obviously, we have a few weeks we couldn't podcast. And in the time between literally a week and a day ago, Glitch Productions, they're the folks behind Digital Circus, Knights of Guinevere, and now
I think you just
Lackadaisy
like glitch
because
stuff.
they picked up the show for a 6-episode run. So that is going to be moving forward very soon. And in celebration of that, they also released like a new clip. I wasn't sure if it was a clip. What would you call it? I guess I'd call it a clip
Yeah.
of some sorts.
Which one was it?
It was the one with the speakeasy owner. She was like singing.
I don't think I watched that.
Yeah. Last Call is what it was called. It's like 3 minutes long.
I
Yeah.
watched the clip that was like the flashback. That was good.
Oh yeah, the one that was released like a year ago with the
Yes.
little girl. Yeah.
Don't shame me. Yes.
Don't shame you.
Oh, the one that was released a year ago? Yes.
Oh, I that was no shade. That was literally me just trying to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Sure was.
But anyways, that's really cool news to hear. And I think this is making like, oh yeah, maybe we should actually start covering more glitch things like Digital Circus. Like there's another one that just came out. I forget what it's called. Murder
You know what I was
something.
shocked about? So
Murder Trones.
my son walked in on me watching watching Lackadaisy. He was like, "Oh, are you watching this?" I watched it, and I guess he watched it like weeks ago or like a month ago or whatever. And then he goes, "Oh, have you heard of Digital Circus?" Well, I'm like, "He's 11." I'm like, "How the fuck are you?"
That's not that young.
It is young enough where
Think of the stuff that
I'm-
we watched when we were 11.
No. But think about the distribution channel that existed when we were 11, right? It was like cable, some channels. This is YouTube. So like on all of YouTube, you were able to find the thing that I'm watching right now. And you've also seen the other thing and that is the part that was surprising to me.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. So he was all excited. He sat down with me. So I guess they've got something.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, before
Oh.
we dig deep into it, what
Okay, you asked. Hold on, just because you made the question, think about the cartoons we were watching in when we were 11. So when I was 11, it was 1997. King of the Hill had just premiered. So had South Park, Angry Weavers, Daria, Anastasia,
Wait, what's
Johnny
that?
Dragon Ball
Bravo,
Z. Dragon Ball Z for me at 11. I
Recess,
was watching that heavily.
Yeah, it was.
Batman Beyond,
Yeah.
Blue Gender.
Pepper Ann.
What's Blue Gender?
What's your point here?
No, I'm just saying like those and Cow and Chicken. Like those are like 1997. Like you're asking, you made the thing. Like think about what we were watching back then. That's what
And
we
then
were
he wants to
watching
know.
back then. Yeah.
My point is like I wasn't sure what he was saying. Like, oh, he's watching this thing. I'm like, well, it's not like it's super mature or super like obscure.
No, I just in terms of like his ability to find this thing on all of the internet was just impressive to me.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing. It's
Kids
the
are
access
smart,
of
man.
it
Ooh,
all, right?
Spawn,
Yeah, Spawn
Kids
was
about
on
that.
there as well. I like that.
Men in Black, man,
Mm-hmm.
some good stuff. on
Which
here.
that was an interesting show that I don't think I ever really watched.
Men in
I
Black.
mean, I saw it like here and there, but
yeah.
I will say there's definitely like something to be said about having TV be accessible because like I think nowadays for kids, like imagine like, hey, you're a child and you want to watch cartoons. Where can you watch cartoons? Well, it depends on what your parents have in terms of like streaming services, right? Whereas before you had a TV, you could just tune in to like ABC or Fox or whatever, and they have like a block of cartoons. I don't think that's really the case as
or
much
YouTube.
anymore.
Well-
yeah, YouTube. YouTube
Well,
is
now
huge.
it's YouTube. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like going back to what Jonesy was saying, like that's YouTube now. Like Men in Black, I don't even know what channel that was. I think that was WB. You know, right? I think that
Yeah.
was WB.
WB.
But like WB had like their stints of Saturday morning cartoons. I don't even think there's any Saturday morning cartoons on
No.
like network television.
So you know what you can do now, and my kids do it because they saw me do it. So Pluto TV, if you guys have used or have seen that, there is there's a block of just like Saturday cartoons, and they just go 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 go. And so they saw me, they're like, "Oh, what's this?" And now they watch that when they want to watch cartoons. They go to Pluto. It's just
That's cool.
endless cartoons.
Right.
I might do that when we're done.
Diego, when were you first made aware of Lackadaisy, and what were your impressions going into it?
So I was first made aware of Lackadaisy last week when you mentioned it, and I was like, what the hell is that? Because you literally said we're going to watch Lackadaisy, and I do believe my response to that was, what? Yeah, I asked you, what's that? I was like, what's that? And then you linked it, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is actually cool. It's only 30 minutes. I love the animation. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
like
God.
the
We're gonna
animation.
talk about the animation in a bit, but
The
yeah,
animation
Jesus.
is great. I didn't really get a chance to do a deep dive into it, but is it all hand animation? Hand drawn?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But I don't know, but I doubt it. And I do want to talk about that aspect in a bit once we dig a little bit deeper, but
Sure. I'm going to
we'll
look
continue
it up
with
now,
your
'cause-
general impressions.
Yeah, again, I thought it was really good. I'm glad that it got picked up for for a
Full
series.
season.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a full season. I definitely like the idea of like this whole like 1920s theme aesthetic. I love that. I know there's not that many shows that do like that are in that sort of thing, but it's also like, do you guys know man, what's that one like electronic jazz band?
Scott Bradley. No,
No,
electronic jazz band. No.
electronic jazz.
Nope.
They had a video that was sort of like this, and I love that sort of art style. I have to look it up, but
Okay.
I was like, man, this kind of like scratched that same itch, haha, because cats, but like, um, it totally, it like totally fed something that I was like, man, I want to see more and like this sort of like vibe, and like even after watching like the very first like I looked up the poster and like seeing the poster, I'm like very intrigued about what they're gonna do because like, is it going to be kind of like with Has Been, where like they're gonna expect you to sort of watch the first episode in YouTube and then sort of move on from there?
I would
Because
assume yes.
that's one of the things that I will say with Has Been, where like there was so much more lore explained through that first episode on YouTube that you sort of missed out on in the series.
This is
I wish they
titled
would have
Pilot.
included it.
Yeah, this is a problem I think with indie
Yeah.
animation, and I do want to dive into that a little bit. But before we do that, Jonesy, what were your thoughts going into this before we actually watched anything?
I thought it was cute. And to Diego's point, I think that's part of the reason why this is called Pilot. I'm hoping that when this does get a season order, that they will drop it with it. For me, the thing that jumped out at me was the music. I enjoyed the singing because it was like it was whimsical, kind of weird. It's Cat playing a violin, and
Jazzy.
then yeah, and then seeing the hand-drawn lines of the characters coming through, like
The
popping in and out.
guidelines.
Yeah, those were. It was visually arresting, and then getting into more than that, just seeing who the characters were. Like you had an immediate idea of who some of these characters were. Like, oh, this is kind of the shifty one. Like he's kind of like, nah, I'm not going to do any work, buddy. You got this. And then I
The
enjoyed,
bullshitter.
yeah, there you go, the bullshit artist. And then it's funny because he named who everyone else was. So I enjoyed that part of it. This is probably unfair, when projects take place in this time and era, it always throws me a little bit because I'm looking for the seams. When you're like in the South in the 1930s, 20s, it's like, think about just having watched Sinners. You're like, where's the Klan? Right? Like it's hard for me to think about something like this or the Fantastic Four. And it's like, why'd you do that? why did you
Why is it all
sand off
whitewashed?
why
Yeah.
did you sand off the edges of all of this stuff? Like, it's all cute to do this stuff, and it's just a thing that always itches my brain when I see things like that.
I mean,
Other
it's
than
one of
that, I
those
really enjoyed
things
it.
where I feel like a lot of people they just they want to use the
The
glossy
aesthetic.
parts because it's fun.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have to address those things because
Yeah,
frankly, it's hard to talk about, it's hard to put into a story, and they probably just feel like I don't want to have to deal with that, whatever that
they want
entails.
our rhythm, but not our blues. It's
Yeah.
that,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
it's very fun from a not very fun perspective to always see that and go like, So how far do you take that?
I would like to think that that could be incorporated into the actual season of the show.
Will they?
I don't know.
Will they?
I don't know.
Do you think they will?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Okay.
I'm 50-50.
Okay.
I don't know. But maybe.
Even the
That was very-
IMDb.
oh, that was the wishy-washiest answer ever.
Man.
I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe.
Even the IMDb description was interesting. It said 2 bootlegging groups, like gangs. They're fucking gangs. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They have guns. They're shooting at each other. They've organized in some way, like a gang. So
Yeah. So what were your thoughts? Like, so you enjoyed it coming out of it. Were there any, what were your like overall impressions of it after having watched it, apart from, I guess, that aspect of it? Or is there anything else that you want to talk about before I dig a little bit deeper into other aspects?
no, I thought it was really cool. I liked the story. I got to the point towards the end where I immediately thought, so easy comparison. Knights of Guinevere. In my brain, I could fully understand and see like where some of this might go. I didn't necessarily need to see it. This seems more interesting to see where it's going to go. Like, you're telling me these anthropomorphic cats are in a gang war in the 1930s because they're bootlegging?
20s.
So, is it the 20s?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious where that goes. This Gatsby era depression lingering types. Like, what are the so almost to the question I'm asking, like, what are the parts that you're going to borrow from reality and incorporate into this world? And that in and of itself makes it kind of interesting when you see what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Diego, anything else you want to talk about before I dig into other things like the animation?
No, I'm pretty much on board with what Jonesy said about it. Again, I like the idea of it sort of like this Prohibition era St. Louis like thing. But I was doing a little bit of backdating because again, I didn't really know much about it until you posted it. It's a webcomic. I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's a webcomic apparently. And it's won quite a bit of awards for digital comics. And yeah, it yeah, I just did not know that.
Yeah.
It launched in 2006, so it's been almost 20 years.
Oh my God. I had no
Yeah.
idea. So this is actually comes to, so let's start by my impressions. I like the show like you both did. I think that chase scene was drawn out too long. And also the bullshit artist character annoyed me just because whenever he talked, I'm just like, he's just wasting seconds because I understand a goddamn thing he's saying. He's not making any sense. He's not contributing anything to the conversation. Let's move things going on. Let's move things forward a little bit. But other than that, I thought the animation was beautiful. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But my issue, as we've been watching, has been, as I've watched like Hell of a Boss, Knights of Guinevere, now this, a lot of indie animation. It feels like there's a lot of homework in order for you to be fully invested. And there's a lot of expecting that, oh, you're kind of supposed to know certain things are happening. And I don't know if I'm going to get that information down the line or if I'm just supposed to know it.
Do you think that's true of this?
It's less so,
Yeah.
but there are some aspects of it because because it's just a pilot and that's all we got. There were just a lot of things that are kind of maybe implied but not answered. We don't know kind of the relationship between the two gangs. We don't know how these other characters play into it. It didn't really tell a complete story. It's like it's just kind of
It's just a
it
moment in
felt
time.
it was a moment in time. It wasn't a story, and it felt lacking as a result. But I didn't want to judge it because like it's obviously it's a pilot. That's kind of what it is. But I feel like I was supposed to know more in order to get a fully rounded experience. And I feel like that's a lot in indie animation. Like we were watching Knights of Guinevere, reading all the comments. Everybody knew who all the characters were. Everyone knew everything. Everyone knew the lore of all these things. And I'm like, where
Did
the
they
fuck are
really?
you getting this stuff? Yeah, all the comments I've been reading it. And I remember, so there I was even watching the trailer for Hazbin Hotel 2. I won't spoil anything, but there's this character that pops up for one line. And I saw in the comments, oh my God, we finally get to see this character. I'm like, who the fuck is that character? What are you talking about? And it kind of reminded me of like Type Moon type stuff. If you remember, like the Fate stuff from the 2010s or whatever. I felt like that the entire time. Whenever we'd watch something, it's like, oh, well, you can't appreciate it until you read this thing, and then you read this thing, and then you go to this particular website and read this, and then you can watch the series and do this. And it's just like, part of me is annoyed that it seems like a lot of indie animation leans into that a bit.
I agree with you in terms of Knights of Guinevere. While I thought that I could understand what I was seeing on screen, it did require more thought than what we just watched.
More
Of like,
context, not even just thoughts. Like you need more information, and you have to get it elsewhere. That
I was
isn't in the
making more
media that we're
leaps.
watching.
Well, I was making more leaps about what I was watching based on what like ancillary stuff was happening in the show, versus this, where again, just a moment in time. Like it like 2/3 of it were a chase. So
To go back to that comment that you made, Jammer, about the relationship, I think it's like these shows are so like these properties have such a fan backing to them
Yeah.
that they have their own boards, they have their Reddit AMAs, they have
Yep.
their Patreons, they have this
Totally
entire
get it.
community
Yep.
where stuff gets dropped, and so it's not like I'm looking up right now all the stuff about Lackadaisy. Lackadaisy again has been going on for 20 some odd years. The last comic was uploaded in 2020, so it's been 5 years since a comic has been made for the series. I'm assuming is because what happened was they transitioned from that into trying to make the animated film
Yep.
to do a Patreon for it, because there's still links for all these Patrons or whatever. And now, because of all of that work and effort for the past 5 years, now you're getting this pickup for a TV show. And so there's 20 years of history here in this
Yeah.
thing. So for people like us that, I mean, like me, that I didn't know about this or like stuff like that, there's a lot of lore here. So like whatever they get animated in that 6 hour or that 6 episodes, are they going to follow the webtoon? Are they going to do something new? Is who knows, right? And so
Yeah.
we'll have to figure it out. But those again, like there's a whole entire element of that. With same thing with like Has-Been, right? Has-Been exists in the worlds of Hell of a Boss. Hell of a Boss has been going on for how long prior to it?
Like since 6 years, I think, since
Yeah.
2019. Is that
So then
right?
they had
Yeah.
that, and then like
And then she's also been creating, like in her free time, like in like her notebooks and stuff, since probably
right,
2010 or something. And she's been
and
releasing that online, and that is like canonized by their fans and this and that. And it's just like,
yeah, and
come
then
on, people.
when it shows up, and they're like, "Oh my god, we finally get to see this character," you're like, "Okay, that's sort of like how that
Who the
plays
fuck
out."
is that?
I think
Who is
again,
that?
you'll find out. You'll find out in the show. They'll
But will
explain
I?
it to
That's the
you.
problem. Will it explain it to me? That is my problem. Will it explain it to me?
Yes,
I
it
don't. I
should,
am not
because they
convinced. It should.
cannot
I agree. But
because
will
they
it is the
cannot
question.
expect you to. I don't think there's been
I
an
agree
issue where
with
that.
you.
Okay,
I
all
agree with
right.
you.
I don't know what you want me to say to
I'm just
this.
not convinced they're going to do it because from what I have seen, a lot of times you kind of have to go back and take in that information and find it somewhere else in order to go like, oh, that's that character, and then rewatch it and be like, oh, I've now filled in the blanks and now I'm fulfilled, which
I
I don't
think
think is ideal.
I think with Has-Been, all that you were missing was that first episode, and then they could have just put that literally as episode 1, and then build off of that from
Mm-hmm.
everything else. But they didn't, and I'm assuming that's because YouTube probably owns that, and then it wasn't Amazon. So
Right.
I don't know
Maybe that's
what
true.
the like logistics were of that, but so those are things that like you couldn't necessarily put it back to back, but it's like it's just background information. It's helpful, but I don't know that you missed anything out necessary from the original like run of Has Been.
Yeah. I think
Um,
with
we'll see
regards
with
to
this.
yeah, with Lackadaisy, it just feels like in a similar way where there's like a lot of lore, there's a lot of characters. We
Well,
don't
yeah, I mean it's
really
freaking 20 years of comic books, man, and
well look my point is that there's not really there's one in character or maybe two. The girl and then the tiger guy. Those are the ones that I feel like are the most relatable, but we
one,
don't really
two,
get
three, four,
from their
five,
perspective
six,
as
seven,
much as I would prefer in order to be like fully invested. We got a
15,
lot of
16, 17,
world
18,
building
19,
and
20, 21,
character
22, 23.
elements that to me make it like, oh, it's a fully rounded world, but also makes it less fulfilling from a narrative standpoint for someone like me. But again, that could change once the series is done. But that's sort of
So
like my initial
based on the
thoughts
website,
into
at least
this.
for Lackadaisy, based on the website, they have a characters page. There are 23 different factions of characters in this
Jeez.
page. But that again makes sense because it's been going on for 20 years.
Yeah, I get that.
So, or more like 15 because they haven't made anything since 2020. But
It's been
again,
around for 20 years.
it's
Yeah,
been
makes
around
sense.
for a while. So
Yeah.
there's definitely characters that were introduced and all this stuff. So, but yeah, there's like posters for all of these factions because like one of them's like called the four pig farmers and frothy. So like you click on that and it gives you like Averill, Avery, Emery, and Benji are like the four cats, the four brothers. And so like it's again, there's a whole entire story here,
Yeah.
and it just depends on what we end up getting, right?
And
It's
we
So
all
didn't
free
get
on Webtoon as well.
yeah, it
yeah,
is.
and
So
we
if you
didn't
want
get
to read, you
enough
can.
of it in this one. I wish we had gotten a little bit more context into what they were doing and why. That way I was more
Yeah,
invested in it rather
I
than
think
having to
I
rely
think once
on
again, like this was
posters.
a quote unquote pilot to get you sold on
Mhm.
the idea to potentially do a pickup of the show.
That
Yeah.
is fair. That's a good point. And you want to cater to the
Because
fans who are going to get it first
yeah,
in order to get it made. I get that.
again, Patreon animation, man, just how it be.
What do you think, Jonesy, about all this? You've been quiet.
The particular part of what you guys are talking about, nothing really. I agree with you. Again. You're wrong, Cameron. What did
I love that we can be together on this, Jonesy. This is great.
yeah,
Fucking
it's a
jamming.
pilot. It's a pilot. What did jump out to me that got me kind of more interested in the show, although it shouldn't impact it too much? Did you guys ever watch Final Space?
Final Space?
Yeah.
No. What's that?
It was a cartoon. It's probably about 5 years old, if not older. The creator of that show is actually going to be an executive producer on this. So it sounds like,
2016.
oh God, wow, time's moving way too fast.
You're old, dude.
Yeah, man. So it lasted for 3 seasons, and it got canceled. I can't remember what channel it was on, but I really enjoyed it.
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim. All right. So him being brought on kind of gets me excited, but also
For Lackadaisy. He's on for Lackadaisy the full season.
brought on for the full season
Cool.
run as an executive producer. So it'll be interesting, even though I'm pretty sure that the creators of the webtoon are the ones that have more creative control.
I would hope so.
But him being involved kind of got me excited.
Yeah, maybe he'll give it a little bit more
Punch,
spine
punch,
or like a
pizzazz,
narrative spine
some who and
to
how.
help people like me, idiots like me, latch on to the characters in an effective way.
You should watch Final Space and see if you actually agree with that.
So I do want to share with you this. So I do have. So we talked about the animation. You talked about one appealing aspect for me was the guidelines that you saw sketched in, kind of brought back to like animation from like the 80s and 60s and 70s, where they're transitioning from one type of the animation to the other, like Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians, a few others where there's like a sketchiness and scratchiness to it. Brought me back to that.
Yeah.
And that's a huge appeal to me. Here is the latest video. We're not going to play sound or anything, but I want you to just take a look here. So we could see right here that is gone. That element seems to be gone, and I'm not sure if it's just for this video, but this one feels a little bit more like modern standard animation.
Yeah.
And it also looks like, and again, I could be wrong, it looks like there's some semblance of 3D modeling here that they're using to emulate 2D. And it's not quite as appealing to me. It might be more efficient. It's cleaner. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I feel kind of like, oh, that sucks. I like the sketchiness of it. I really wish they could have retained that. And maybe they will in the actual show. But that is a concern that crossed my mind. And it made me wonder how much of it had to do with budgetary reasons. You know, how much did the sketching actually make it more difficult to do this for this and that reason? I have no idea. But it did cross my mind. And it really goes to show sort of the sacrifices you often have to make when you're kind of commoditizing something creative like this for a bigger audience. And if that was how many conversations they had in order to make it more appealing to normal people. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I feel like if you had it sort of like, God, what was that video game where it was like looked like 1920s cartoons with like
the side shooter,
the
one.
side shooter guy, yeah.
Cuphead.
Cuphead, yes, thank you, Cuphead. So if you had that type of animation in this, would you prefer that essentially, like in like that sort of sense, because like it kind of vibes with that sort of theme around that same timeline?
I don't know. I really like the animation that we got in the pilot. That style really spoke to me quite a bit. So I don't know. I would have to see it, to be honest, to kind of fully understand how that would work with the content. I would like to think that this is ultimately going to be the best decision for the best product, but I do feel like I was missing something. It's also something that I wouldn't be missing if we didn't already get it in the previous version, so it's not that big of a deal. But it is a little bit of a charming thing that I wish that they retained.
No, for sure. And I think that, again, I think a lot more went into the pilot than this. I think this was like a 6-minute video versus the pilot was like, what, 27 minutes or something
27
like that?
minutes, yeah.
So
even
again,
the credits were cool in that thing. That was like no wasted effort in that pilot.
Yeah, I think the pilot was more of a experience, and I think that even there's like one of the videos that's linked with this, right? I'm looking at it right now. It's like why animating on Lackadaisy was different from an animator. I don't know. Again, like they're going through the experience.
Where's this? So what is this
Here,
you're talking about?
I'll post it in our chat because it was linked to this video.
Okay.
The elements of the animation seem to be more like a love letter to the franchise rather than what you showed in this, I don't, this music video or whatever it is. I'm not entirely sure. Like, and it looks like there's a lot of different people that are like talking about how great when animators are actually putting in, indie animators are putting in the effort, that it feels like they're beating out like big studios like Disney in a certain sense.
I mean, this looks better than your the Lackadaisy pilot looks better than your standard, network TV animated project.
Yeah.
Or even streaming, most of them, to be honest. A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you have to ask, like, how long did these 20 minutes of animation take to make?
I mean, yeah, we haven't gotten
what was the
much
budget?
of anything for
What was
2
all
years,
those stuff?
right?
Because and
there was a huge team, as you saw in the credits. Like, a lot of people worked on it. A lot of money.
So I'll say this, like we were talking about Splinter Cell earlier. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the acting. Animation, not that great. Like it's okay. It's passable, but to Jammer's point, like Lackadaisy, it beats it hands down.
Does cartwheels around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about the short. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Diego.
No, I was looking at this. It looks like it was like somewhat animated. It was like computer animated, but it was like hand drawn animations.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was a
Just like
mix.
by just
It looked like a mix.
yeah.
So going
I
back
think this
to,
video definitely would be worth watching at some point because it is really.
oh
I'm
yeah,
just kind of scrolling
I'm
through
saving
like
that.
the
I saw
stuff.
that
Yeah,
video that you shared. By the way, for
yeah.
those who didn't get it, which is everybody else that isn't us, Manu Mercurial is the person who posted it on their channel 2 years ago, and it's
Mm.
why animating on Lackadaisy was different. So we'll see. I definitely want to watch that when we're done here. Um, but I did want to circle back on the scene that Jonesy and I watched from a year ago, the little mini episode, Lackadaisy Ingenue, which was the flashback episode that you talked about, Jonesy.
Yeah.
I don't know who this character is, this little girl, but obviously we saw all the other characters in the pilot. Um, who was the little girl? Do you know?
I assume she was a child version of who we saw in the pilot.
I have no idea.
The reason why I guess that is because they were kind of baiting. I'm terrible at characters' names. The ambushers were baiting the guy in the back. See, like, oh, you're not going to get too sentimental about what we've got to do, right? And so at the very end, when he has the opportunity to shoot her in the head, he does not. And I'm assuming that's because she is the one that he's talking to in the flashback, and he's like, "You're a child. Ugh, hey, child. Oh, you're also precocious." Like he just like can't deal with her. But I imagine with the passage of time, something happens that makes him feel something for her, like maybe like a parent or
How
big
old is
brother,
she
something.
supposed to be in the pilot?
I would say 20s,
Because the
late teens, early 20s.
flashback takes place in 21. So there's
Oh,
not a
does
whole
it?
lot of time. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of time that would have been able to pass between. So
Oh.
that's one of the reasons why she seemed too young to me to
Then
be
I don't
that
know.
character. Yeah, so I have no idea. Could be wrong. I don't know. But my point being, I liked that mini episode more than I liked the pilot.
Yeah,
And I think
everyone
it just
seems
had,
so much younger.
everyone seemed younger. I agree. They seemed younger. They seemed they had more life to them. It was less plot and lore based. It was very much like scene based, character based, and
Yeah.
I just like kind of living it. This is a show that really like thrives on vibes, for lack of a better term. But in addition, we got character here. We got to understand who this little girl is a little bit. Got to see her kind of like disarm a couple of these people in terms of like, who's this? Who is this girl? Why is she talking to us? She's get out of here. And it was just really enjoyable to watch. And I would love to see that in context of like a greater narrative. So if that is indicative of like the type of storytelling that we'll be getting in the series beyond, I am very excited because that to me was way better than the pilot in terms of like narrative aspect, even though it was just a scene.
Yeah.
I was easily more invested in that than anything else the pilot had to offer. Can I help
Pretty
you?
down on a pilot.
No, I like the pilot. I just think I like this a lot
I don't
more.
know, man. I don't know, man. Very down on a pilot.
I'm old fashioned. What can I say? I don't like to have to read other material to get the material that I'm to be invested in the material that I'm watching.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I get what you're saying. I don't think you did.
I'm just throwing out my thoughts.
Okay.
Y'all are welcome to disagree as you tend to do, and that's fine. But I'm very excited for the show. We'll probably, I'm assuming, maybe start to get episodes of it in 2027. Did they announce when it's going to happen?
Not that I saw.
Mm-mm.
I'm imagining it's going to take at least a couple of years. Who knows how far into it they are. But animation takes a long time. It's
I
not
was like,
easy.
You could just always link to that Has-Been Hotel announcement.
Yep. You get what you wait for in animation. Ooh,
And
I
you
like
wait
that.
for it.
I should trademark that.
You should. It's pretty good.
You get what you wait for.
It's true of everything. Is it? Is it true of everything?
It can be. It can also be just where things are spinning your wheels and then nothing happens. I guess everyone it depends. Whatever. We've gone too far. Any other thoughts about Lackadaisy before we close out?
9.
Diego?
No.
Nah. All right. Well, gents, thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to dig further into sort of the Glitch Productions back catalog a bit because it seems like there's a lot of people who love it. And despite my grievances, I actually think there's probably a lot that I would like as well. So maybe that's something we can cover for next time.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo. All right. Jonesy, where can people find you?
I don't know. At the Quasi Scott. There we go.
Diego.
Will of Diego on TikTok. I'm trying to remember. Like I don't really have anything else anymore, dude. I really like use.
Oh yeah, I don't fucking use Twitter for anything.
The only thing I use TikTok for is just basically making One Piece card videos. So
remember how cool Twitter used to be? Remember how fun Twitter used to be?
I do.
God, those were the days, man.
I do remember
2010 through 2013. That was prime Twitter years.
Remember when those used to be fun.
To be honest, Threads is the closest experience that I have to that, but still not quite there because the algorithm is aggressive. Makes it hard to really connect with people, but it happens still. And Blue Sky, though, is so aggressively non-algorithm that I can't gain any traction and I get bored. So
yeah, I got bored with it. I don't use it at all. Like someone liked 2 of my posts, and I was like, "Oh, this is the first time I've opened up this app." Like months. So,
all right. Well, everybody, you can find me on Threads mostly at AJ Cerner Writer, and of course, you can follow us on YouTube at Inkhouse Radio. I think we're probably going to be doing more stuff in the future for this, and then you can check out my other YouTube channel that I'll start working on soon, Mahia Books. But anyways, thanks so much for joining, and we'll see y'all next time.
See y'all.